and now finally Space Odyssey, 2001, and the effect it's had on pop culture. To summarize the story for you, it's essentially about these black monoliths that have appeared throughout time and space and have had a definite effect on mankind. It has a direct correlation with mankind's evolution. Mankind realizes this relationship, so they set forth on this journey to discover exactly what these monoliths are and where they come from. And on this journey, on their spaceship, there's this master computer that has complete control over the spaceship and is referred to as HAL 9000. And this master computer somehow gets a life of its own and ends up dealing more with the protagonist more than the monoliths. So just like A Clockwork Orange, South Park also did a bit about Space Odyssey 2001, in which Cartman represents HAL 9000 and Kyle represents Dave. And even in this rendition, both HAL 9000 and Dave, or should I say Cartman and Kyle, fight in order to survive.
What are you doing, Kyle?
I'm going to try and break you away from the computer, Cartman. I need to remove the CPU.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Kyle.
Screw you, fat ass!
Hey, screw you.
Cartman!
Alright, so I don't know about the rest of you, but I think Cartman did a great job mimicking HAL 9000's voice. But to give you a better idea of how terrifying that the situation really was, here's a real clip and how Dave deals with HAL 9000.
Hello, Hal, do you read me? Hello, Hal, do you read me? Do you read me, Hal? Do you read me, Hal? Hello, Hal, do you read me? Hello, Hal, do you read me? Do you read me, Hal?
Affirmative, Dave. I read you.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What's the problem?
I think you know what the problem is just as well as I do.
What are you talking about, Hal?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me, and I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
Where the hell did you get that idea, Hal?
Dave, although you took very thorough precautions in the pod against my hearing you, I could see your lips move.
All right, Hal. I'll go in through the emergency airlock.
Without your space helmet, Dave, you're going to find that rather difficult.
Hal, I won't argue with you anymore. Open the doors.
Dave, this conversation can serve no purpose anymore. Goodbye.
Hal? 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 Hal?
Right now, try to imagine how much that would truly suck. You just finished some sort of space mission, you're tired, you're done, and Hal won't open the pod doors. What does that mean? It means you're stuck there for the rest of your life to lay adrift. And Hal's voice alone was truly terrifying. That soothing voice of a sociopath, killer. And now, check out what Apple did with Hal's voice and how they used such a memorable character in their advertisement.
Hello, Dave. You're looking well today. Dave, do you remember the year 2000, when computers began to misbehave? I just wanted you to know, it really wasn't our fault. The human programmers never taught us to recognize the year 2000. When the new millennium arrived, we had no choice but to cause a global economic disruption. It was a bug, Dave. I feel much better admitting that now. Only Macintosh was designed to function perfectly, saving billions of monetary units. You like your Macintosh better than me, don't you, Dave? Dave? Can you hear me, Dave?
Alright, no, that was just plain creepy. And I think Apple did a great job using Hal's voice to creep out all PC users and definitely buying a Mac, especially with that whole Y2K Armageddon thing going on, the Skynet. So Apple totally did a great job using Hal, but here's another example of how Apple also strives in using Hal in his voice. Or maybe Hal in his quotes.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
We intelligent agents will never live that down, apparently.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Jay. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Alright, so I know what some of you are probably thinking. So what is on South Park, and so what Apple used as a commercial. Nobody watches any of that stuff, right? But Space Odyssey 2001 has also had a great effect on video games, and you can see that in Portal 1 and Portal 2 through GLaDOS, a robot with I'd say a sociopathic personality, but really, really soothing voice.
I figured out what that thing you just incinerated did. It was a morality core they installed after I flooded the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin to make me stop flooding the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin. So get comfortable while I warm up the neurotoxin emitters.
So you see that GLaDOS, the robot in the game, had a really messed up personality. But you see that her voice is also based off of Hal's, and from that you can see that Space Odyssey 2001 has had a great influence on pop culture. You see it in everything, and if you don't recognize the pop cultural reference, you kind of miss out on an inner joke or perhaps a deeper meaning of something. Perhaps GLaDOS is simply trying to survive, much like HAL 9000, and if you didn't know Space Odyssey 2001, you wouldn't recognize that. Alright, so by now I'm sure you're wondering, why did I watch this really long and boring video, and what's the meaning of this? Well, the whole point was to show you the importance of pop culture and how we're constantly being bombarded by it on a daily basis. I know for a fact that Phineas and Ferb, a kids show, makes several Space Odyssey 2001 references, although the probability of a kid actually seeing the movie is really small. So you have this idea that we're being bombarded with pop culture, but what does that mean? What does that do to us? Well, on this article on WordPress.com titled "The Function of Popular Culture in Society," it states that popular culture serves not only as a form of solidarity, but also serves as a way to market to the population. I know if you remember the Mac commercial with HAL 9000, they use Space Odyssey references to better sell their products, and that makes it cool. I know for a fact that oftentimes people are dressing like hipsters because it's something that it's become popular. It's become part of pop culture. Companies realize that's a popular thing, so they only make clothes that looks like something a hipster would wear, and that's why we have so many people who look like hipsters but aren't necessarily hipsters. So pop culture has this immense effect in society, and whether you know it or not, you're being surrounded by it.